Everyone wants power, but few are willing to become the kind of man God can trust with it. The most powerful men in Scripture weren't rich, popular, or perfect. They were obedient, devoted, faithful, even when no one was watching and when everyone was against them. If you want God to grant you power, study these 5 habits that made guys like Jesus, David, and Noah unbreakable. First habit is daily obedience, showed by Abraham. Abraham didn't ask for details. God told him to leave everything, and he went. No plan, no map, just faith. He followed without knowing where it would lead. That kind of obedience is rare, but it's exactly the kind God honors. Abraham became the father of nations because he trusted every step, even in the dark. Genesis 12, verse 4. So Abram went as the Lord had told him. Second habit is close intimacy with God, shown by David. David wasn't just a warrior, he was a worshiper. Before anyone saw his strength, God saw his heart. He built a private life of worship in the fields while the world ignored him. As me and you, he fought with lust, temptation, and failure, but he ran straight back to God's presence. That's what made him powerful. Not perfection, but being close with God. Psalm 63:1 says, "O God, you are my God. Earnestly I seek you. My soul thirsts for you." Psalm 51:10 says, "Create in me a clean heart, O God, and renew a right spirit within me." Third habit was shown by Moses, and it was relentless courage. Moses didn't feel qualified. He doubted himself. He told God, "I can't speak," but he still obeyed. He stood before Pharaoh, the most powerful man in the world, and delivered God's command. That courage didn't come from self-confidence. It came from knowing God was with him. Courage isn't the absence of fear. It's choosing obedience even when fear is loud. Exodus 4:10 says, "Pardon your servant, Lord. I've never been eloquent. I am slow of speech and tongue." Exodus 4:12 says, "Now go, I will help you speak and will teach you what to say." Fourth habit presented by Noah is faith in the unseen. Noah built an ark when the skies were clear and the world was laughing. Faith isn't about seeing the rain, it's about trusting the warning. He obeyed when it made no sense, he prepared in silence, and because of his obedience, his family was saved. God uses men who build when no one else believes. Hebrews 11:7 says, "By faith Noah, being warned by God concerning events as yet unseen, in reverent fear constructed an ark." Genesis 6:22 says Noah did everything just as God commanded him. The final habit is unshakable prayer life shown by Jesus. Jesus, the only perfect man to ever live, constantly withdrew to pray. He didn't need prayer because he was weak. He prayed because he was strong, and he knew where his strength came from. Early in the morning, in the middle of crowds before the cross, Jesus stayed connected to the Father. If he needed that connection, we definitely do. Mark 1:35 says, "Very early in the morning, while it was still dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went off to a solitary place where he prayed." Luke 5:16 says, "But Jesus often withdrew to lonely places and prayed." These men were chosen because they were faithful. They trusted when it was hard, obeyed when it was unclear, prayed when it was lonely, worshiped when no one clapped, and they got back up when they fell. If you want God to use you, start there. You don't need a spotlight. You need surrender. God doesn't anoint pride. He anoints obedience. Let Him shape you into the man He created you to be.